Hi, Chairman Rahjes, members of the committee, thank you so much for holding a hearing on House Bill 2168 last week. Going into that day, one of the things that felt so promising to me is that just the day before, you all had experienced a presentation from South Bend Industrial Hemp. That presentation was a first-hand account of how lucrative agricultural hemp will be for Kansas farmers when the fear-based roadblocks are removed from this equation. Last year, KDA led two very important stakeholder meetings on agricultural hemp. One was in Salina in July, where we saw presentations from K-State researchers, an entity out of Colorado who is growing 300 acres of hemp right here in Kansas in Riley County. That entity is called Save Farms, where they offer farm skills training for veterans. We also saw a presentation from South Bend Industrial Hemp, very similar to the one you all experienced last week. We saw data-driven presentations from all of these proponents. Then, a representative from KBI came to the podium. His message was fear-based. There was no presentation, there was no data. When he spoke, it became clear to me he was there to push the tired narrative that cannabis is scary and Kansas isn't ready. Kansas is ready for agricultural hemp. We all saw the same presentations that day. We all experienced the same research data, which has been growing since 2019. His speech lacked merit, and to me, he came across as unprepared and uneducated on the topic of agricultural hemp. That was in July. In December, KDA hosted a second stakeholder meeting on agricultural hemp in Abilene. There, we were asked to isolate priorities so that we could all collaborate on a bill and terms that could address and improve the current issues with Kansas's approach to this budding new industry. There were researchers in the room, law enforcement, citizens, and KDA leaders. Researchers need more funding. KDA needs more funding, and they need more participation. Citizens, we need agricultural hemp to be embraced by leaders and fully supported by KDA and KBI. Let the other states fight about cannabis. Kansas can grow rich with agricultural hemp. Communications to my colleagues and I from KDA have been, keep us in the loop. No one likes to be blindsided. And we have done that for the last several years. Around July's stakeholder meeting, leading up to December's stakeholder meeting, leading up to the hearing on March 15th, we have been transparent about our needs as dreamers and Kansas citizens. We are dreamers, we are not criminals. At 10:10 a.m. on March 14th, 10 minutes after testimony was due for the hearing of House Bill 2168, my colleagues and I received an email from KDA where they shared that after all of our collaborative efforts, they would be opposing this bill. Talk about being blindsided. KDA wants a financially sustainable industrial hemp program, as do we. We would love for House Bill 2168 and the next few years to prove that can happen with lower licensing fees, reduced barriers, and increased participation. Time is of the essence, and economic development is absolutely at stake. KBI wants to keep criminals in their place? Fine. Fingerprinting and background checks are included in this bill, House Bill 2168. Citizens just want to get to work. Proponents believe in a future where we can be part of the innovations in food, fiber, textiles, home construction, and eventually greenhouse gas reduction research. Opponents keep stalling year after year based on how scary they think cannabis is. Agricultural hemp is not the cannabis they are scared of. Our Kansas farmers are struggling. Traditional farmers are retiring with no one to carry the traditions into the future. The next generation of Kansas farmers is deserving of options that protect our existence in the agricultural industry and improve our relationship with our Kansas soils. Please, pretty please, pass House Bill 2168 out of your committee this session so that we can continue to work through roadblocks with KDA and KBI for the rest of this year and make true progress for the 2024 legislative session. Fear is not data, fear is bias, and it is harming Kansas's agricultural opportunities and the farmers who are ready and willing dreamers. We are not criminals, we are dreamers, and House Bill 2168 is the opportunity we have been waiting for. Please embrace agricultural hemp. Thank you very, very much.